In our fourth session and final for today, we turn from the regulatory vision to the human and practical experience. We listen now to the experience of living and working in the heart of the vital sector in the kingdom, and session titled Aviation Experience Living in Saudi Arabia, presented by Robert Johnstone, Executive Vice President of Boeing in Saudi Arabia. Welcome, Mr. Robert.
It's really a memorable experience for me to be able to speak to this group. I express my deep appreciation for Prince Sultan and other members of this community. I was prepared to talk about what Boeing has done over the 38 years that I have had different associations with the kingdom. Several times I've lived in the kingdom on long-term assignments. His Royal Highness said, "Rob, please inject a little personality into your presentation and talk about your experience and what it meant to be an American, a Westerner, a member of a aviation community, and what takeaways do you have with Saudi Arabia?" So let me just cover several areas. I came into Saudi Arabia, into Riyadh in particular. So during 1982, Boeing was provided with a wonderful opportunity, which I was able to participate in. At that time, His Majesty King Fahd bin Abdulaziz requested that a local corporate subsidiary of the Boeing company be established so that he had a direct link, the kingdom had a direct link with the chairman of the board of the Boeing company. So we came into Riyadh, we established this entity, and we worked very closely with the government on both civil and military projects. I had had no experience with Saudi Arabia prior to that time, and I spent 3 years here. My takeaway was this was one of the best personal experiences as well as professional experiences I ever had. Some of my closest relationships and friendships today are with Saudi Arabian nationals, some of whom are in this very room. That personal experience, which I've been asked to talk about a little bit, carried on because I came back into the kingdom. Thank you. I came back into the kingdom several years later in 1992. Slightly different guy. I was married, I had family, and for over 10 years, my family grew up here in the kingdom. During that same period of time, Boeing was heavily involved in an investment offset program called Peace Shield, which was actually a Royal Saudi Air Force program involving air defense. We had a number of partners on the Boeing team, and we formed 4 joint venture companies, one of which is over at the airport right now. Al Salam Aircraft Company does heavy work, heavy overall civil and military aircraft, and I think it also license assembles F-15S. Another company over at King Khalid International Airport was the Advanced Electronics Center that made initially licensed tactical radios and other equipment that could go onto aircraft. So Boeing's relationship with the kingdom has grown over time. It has not just been placing aircraft into the carriers, Saudi Arabian Airlines. It's been involved with different agencies, different ministries. And one important takeaway was the relationship factor. I had it personally with my friends, but the company had it with members of the government. In 1996, Boeing had kind of a fundamental change in how it addressed one area of the Saudi marketplace, which was civil, private, corporate, government aviation. Prior to 1996, the Boeing company was very happy to offer and sell any of our model types into the kingdom. But we did not treat our VIP customers with the close type of relationship that they wanted. Procuring the aircraft, modifying the airplane for a VIP mission, and then supporting the aircraft during initial operations, and then later on, over the long term, helping to support the aircraft. So in 1996, we formed Boeing Business Jets. I was in Kingdom at that time, and I was offered the opportunity by my company to represent BBJ as we referred to it. And the approach style was a different type of approach style that had been used previously. Boeing Business Jets had its own organization as a joint venture between General Electric and Boeing. We could help to refine the aircraft and make a 737 airliner into a real or better corporate aircraft. We took the 737-700 IGW, increased gross weight. We made that airplane a better business jet. We combined the wing of the 737-800. We added enhancements to the flight deck. We did things to the passenger compartment. And the airplane was a wonderful start point for us because we took an airplane that was designed to fly 75,000 hours over its fuselage life. It was designed to fly 12 hours a day, 7 days a week in the commercial airline industry, and we could apply that very robust workhorse airplane as the first dedicated BBJ aircraft for the Boeing company. Over time, we sold about 113 of these airplanes. About 30% of them went into the kingdom. There are a number of people in the audience who actually operated some of those early BBJs. There may even be some people in the audience who have actually purchased a BBJ type aircraft. So we moved from this first example, BBJ-1, to a slightly larger aircraft, BBJ-2, which was really the sweet spot for the program, the 3, and then onwards into the twin aisles. Ultimately, in terms of the Arabian Gulf marketplace, if we use 2012, 2013 as kind of a benchmark time period, Boeing had placed over 40% of the larger business jet aircraft here in the Gulf. On the twin aisle front, we had placed over 60% of the aircraft. So Boeing has created an entire line of aircraft from the earlier 737 NGs. They've evolved into the MAX family. We have the 777s, the 787 Dreamliner, and the last big aircraft that went into the VIP world was our 747-8. We offered that to all of the countries in the Gulf. 6 aircraft were sold out of the 12 worldwide that became VIP jets. And today, it's interesting because twin engine twin aisles are starting to replace the older 4 engines in the fleet. I have been with Boeing 42 years, 38 years of those were in Saudi Arabia. Had a marvelous experience here. My company has benefited from that experience, and I thank everybody for the opportunity to have been invited into this forum today and to address this audience. Thank you very much.